Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Legends Z-A, where today we are in the post-game. So let's go ahead and get started doing post-game things. Between streams, I did a lot of alpha hunting. Found a few shinies. Got literally every fixed alpha that is in the game, including everything that can spawn in here, which there are 66 different species that can spawn under this thing. So yeah, I've been busy. Let's take a look at those shinies I got, because they are shinies, and I got them. So the last one we saw on stream was this Patchrat. I've gotten 5 since. Found a Kangaskhan, Furfrou, Malamar, and 2 Spinnerax. I got 2 shiny Spinnerax before I got a single shiny Honedge. I just want to make that clear. Anyway, we've got quests to do. There's one right over here, so let's go do that one. Though, actually, hang on, before we do that one. I need to go to Quasartico. I have a ton of Mega Shards that need to be spent before I get capped. Gonna get us an Alolan Raichu, are we? I didn't come in here because I was worried that they might suck me straight into a cutscene or something, but I guess not. Ooh, we can get more stuff for shards now. Like, not a lot more stuff, but at least we can get bigger experience candies. Okay, still got 4 Mega Stones to get from them. I will need 720 shards to get them. Okay, I guess there is nothing for us to do inside here just yet. Alola! I'm with Charge, the committee to highlight Alolan Raichu and generate excitement. I don't feel like that committee really is necessary. Our goal is to increase the popularity and the population of Alolan Raichu. And how do you plan to do that in not Alola? Well, I say our goal, but I'm the only member of the committee for now. In any case, are you familiar with regional forms? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, here's the scoop. You know how some Pokemon's looks can be influenced by the region they live in, right? Yep, though there are no regional forms for this game as far as I can tell, which is kind of sad. I was really hoping to see some. Well, in Alola, even the Pikachu we all know and love evolve into a different form of Raichu. Rather than me explaining the differences, why not try comparing the two yourself? And I know just how you should do it. Let's have a Pokemon battle between your Raichu and my Alolan Raichu. Okay, I was expecting a trade, not a battle. Once you're ready to test your Raichu against my Alolan Raichu, just come and let me know. I mean, we could also compare the differences by looking at your Alolan Raichu and that guy over there's regular Raichu. I don't know if I've got non-alpha Raichus. But this will help us find out, and the answer is no. No, I do not. Hopefully level 42 ones are enough. I imagine she probably doesn't want us to have anyone else in the party. Keep on going to check summary instead of just change moves. So, Alolan Raichu is Electric Psychic, which means we want to have moves that work well on electric and Psychic. And it looks like the only thing that we can do that's super effective is Dig. But we don't have to be super effective. Shame Nasty Plot doesn't help with either Play Rough or Dig. Does help with Surf. Okay, so we have to have only one Raichu. So, looks like the higher level Raichu might be the better one for this. Hey there, Outlander. Yes, Outlander, I was forced to murder innocent Beldum. This game hates Metagross lovers. We have to wait until after the Poison and Fairy people. We have to wait until very nearly the end of the game. Before we're allowed to catch any Beldum, we have to murder innocent wild Beldum that are then caught by an NPC right before our eyes. And to top it all off, they removed Meteor Mash from the game. I swapped it for Alligator instead of just taking it completely out. Ah, you brought a Raichu. Well then, care to battle my Alolan Raichu? Both Raichu have their charms, but the Alolan form has a different type. That means different strengths and weaknesses. Stay on your toes. Please don't be a huge level gap. Please don't be a huge level gap. It's a huge level gap. It never happened. Did we have access to a move that could increase physical attack? Well, we can lower its physical defense. That'll at least help Dig do more, and Dig is kind of our win condition now, isn't it? You know what? I can see there being cause for Giga Impact. Yeah, we Tail Whip, we use Giga Impact, or we use Dig, use Giga Impact while waiting for Dig to come off cooldown. That'll be something. But I do need to address the level gap. Yeah, Outlander, it is weird that they didn't show us level range for quests, especially considering they show us level ranges for wild zones. You go to the entrance of a wild zone, and it'll actually say what levels it's recommended for. This time, we're gonna win. I say this time, but this is the first time we're doing this, so clearly, I shouldn't have even said this time. Okay, maybe we didn't even need Giga Impact, but whatever. It's amazing what not having a huge level gap can do. I think maybe the Alolan form can't use its true power without Alolan pancakes to fuel it. Why are you saying Alolan pancakes instead of Malasadas? Because Malasadas are the things that we had over there. What a spectacular victory, but don't go assuming we're done here yet. The committee to highlight Alolan Raichu and generate excitement has one last thing to offer. Let's trade your Raichu for my Alolan Raichu. What do you say? Not right now. That's too bad. Well, Charge will always be here waiting if you change your mind. Let me get a non-alpha Raichu to give you. Because I am not giving up my alpha Raichu for a non-alpha Alolan Raichu. Because then I would just have to get another alpha Raichu. Female. Okay, one of these will get traded. I did not intend to enter this menu, but okay. How did... There's a shortcut button to enter this. Oh, yeah. I pressed X. It's listed on there under Mabel's research for X button for reward list. Got it. I understand now. I had only looked at the very bottom for the legend there to see what buttons were pressable, but those are not all the pressable buttons. I don't like when the only way to get a Pokemon in a game is to get it without your OT. Also, the fact that in this game, if you want to complete a form dex of Pokemon available in the game, you have to have a minimum of 3 files involved, because Galarian Slowpoke, you can only get 1 per file, and it's got 2 evolutions. Trading Raichu is how we'll spread the joy of the Alolan regional form. You know, the Alolan form is lovely, of course, but just plain Raichu are pretty adorable too. Well then, I'm off on another journey. I'll travel over to Alola, befriend a bunch of Alolan Raichu, and spread their cuteness all around the world. That's what Charge is all about. Who knows, maybe the DLC will make these Galarian and Alolan Pokemon available without needing to trade for them. Oh, you're the director guy. We meet again, my young friend. Today we're filming a kaiju movie. Do you want a Tyranitar? The story is this. An ancient Pokemon is brought back to life and goes on a rampage. You want a Tyrantrum. Got it. In order to get the right feel, I need footage of the king of the ancient world, Tyrantrum. But I'm told the only way to accomplish this is by paying a small fortune for a fossil, then reviving it. So that's why I've been waiting for you. If you ever manage to revive a tyrant from a fossil and evolve it into a Tyrantrum, please help us capture some footage of it. If you agree to help us, I'll even let you be in the film. As an extra, of course, but still. So this one is gonna have to wait until probably the next stream because I refuse to let a non-large Tyrantrum be in the film, and I haven't bothered to buy any more fossils than one of each. So I don't have any alpha fossil Pokemon yet. Why, hello. Would you be open to assisting a master perfumer in her quest? I make my delightful fragrances using the scents produced by Spritzy. You see, the aroma of each Spritzy can differ in tantalizing ways based on the diet they consume. I'd like to see how a berry-forward diet will affect the aroma of my Spritzy here. Ideally, I'd like to try feeding Spritzy 20 cherry berries, 5 tomato berries, and 5 oka berries. But surely you see my conundrum. I can't spend too long wandering the city streets. The competing odors that waft about would ruin my nose, making me insensible to good smells. So I'd like to ask you to please get the berries in my stead. It would be wonderful if you collected berries around town for me. You could even buy them. I'm not particularly fussy about how you do it. Just be sure to get me 20 cherry berries, 5 tomato berries, and 5 oka berries. I probably have those. Ah, wonderful. You're here with my 20 cherry berries, 5 tomato berries, and 5 oka berries. Having this many berries will allow for a rich complexity in the aroma Spritzy produces. And since all of these berries have a spicy flavor, this new perfume should have quite the kick. What is it, Spritzy? Is something bothering you? I can't imagine what. Don't tell me this is too many berries for you. But don't you want to explore all the wondrous aromas your body can produce? I see. Yes, I understand you perfectly, my friend. We just need to find a way for you to eat all these berries without getting overwhelmed. Blend them into a smoothie? Or make a Pokéblock? You know, Lumios used to have a famous juice shop. If I can find a former employee of that shop, they should be able to whip these cherry berries into a tasty red juice for Spritzy. Thanks to you, I now know what I need to create a whole flurry of new fragrances. Fragrances. So take a little something from me in return. Some sprigs of modest mint and an experience candy. Always nice when you have what you need to complete a quest before you even take the quest. I have been throwing balls at non-large errands because I need both steel types and rock types caught for my dex progression if I want to eventually get the shiny charm. So yeah. Gonna need more rock types and steel types, and hey look, there's a rock steel type which is ready for the catching. And no big rock snakes or big lizards here today. I see we've got a Bergmite fan. Ah, my little Bergmite babies, I've gathered you here to fulfill my dream. What is my dream, you ask? Bergmite sur un Avalug. That's right, I want to see all my Bergmite sit on the back of a giant Avalugg. You strike me as a capable trainer, and so I have one very, very serious request for you. I'd like to borrow an Avalugg big enough to fit all 4 of my Bergmite on its back. I think one with a size classification of XL should be big enough. I have just the thing. Do you have an XL Avalugg that my 4 Bergmite can ride on? There you go. Wow. This alpha's massive. It should fit all my Bergmite for sure. Are you ready, my babies? I don't like how the Avalugg is shifting up and down, but the Bergmites are staying completely fixed in space. So their feet alternate between levitating off of Avalugg and clipping into it. Oh, just look. All 4 of them fit on Avalugg's back. This is exactly what I wanted to see. My dreams come true. Oh, wait. Let me take some photos. I need to post this on all my socials. Did she just take 2 from the same angle? 3 photos from 2 different angles? Wait, what's happening? No way! This is wild! My pictures are going viral! I had no idea so many people wanted to see the very same thing I dreamed of. It's the thing that Avalugg's Pokédex entry described, I think, in X and Y. So, like, it should be a well-documented thing. People should have seen pictures of this all over the place by now. I'm glad so many people have gotten to see how great Bergmite and Avalugg are. And it's all thanks to you. I couldn't have done any of this without your Alpha Avalugg. Wait, what? A Pokemon Center lady has a quest for us. Interesting. You know, healing Pokemon is a specialty of mine, working at a Pokemon Center and all. So I decided to share my skills with my team. What I mean is that I taught my Pokemon moves that can restore HP. Impressive, right? I wonder if a trainer like you could take on my self-healing team and win. Oh, I probably can. Also, what's the handle on the counter in front of her for? Tell me anytime if you think you'd like to have a Pokemon battle with me. What's this handle for? Like, there's no room for this to flip up very far because this is in the way. And even if it does, it's not like there's anywhere for this to go. Like, I see that this has wheels, but unless those can rotate, then it's fixed going left to right. And this doesn't have wheels, and this doesn't have wheels, and there's a door over here. So yeah, the healing machine is a cart, but it doesn't look like it should be able to move from its spot. Because I'm not seeing any rotating hinges on those casters. I mean, there probably are some that just aren't modeled, but... those don't look able to rotate. Also, hi, Califor. Do you think you can take on my self-healing team and win? Then taste the despair of watching your opponent recover just when you thought you'd won. There are no chances in this region. She's just gonna have a team full of Autono. That's not an Autono. My Metagross had moves to be super effective against her entire team. If you unleash attacks that fast, of course my team can't recover HP in time. She didn't have an Autono at all. I guess this isn't the Unova region. What an overwhelming offense, and such menacing tenacity. Of course, you can't win by focusing only on recovery. I made sure to keep that in mind when selecting my team's moves, yet here we are. I've got no choice but to admit how strong you are, and how weak I still am. But I'm a Pokemon Center worker. My true skills lie in healing Pokemon. So if you don't mind, I'll fix up my Pokemon's injuries right away. What about mine? I have to admit, it's a funny feeling to heal my own team like I do the teams of other trainers. Heliolisk and the rest of my team should be all better now. And of course, I'll be happy to heal your team anytime you stop by. Wow, the lucky egg is a post-game item. Yeah, you'll heal my team anytime I stop by, but apparently you're not gonna do it just as a matter of course after our battle. You make me ask for it. Rude. I'm gonna do something real quick. Something that I have just thought of. I love this. The size difference between medium and alpha is quite impressive. Is Psycho Cut really the best physical psychic move we can put on this guy? Honestly, Heavy Slam is probably gonna do more damage than Iron Head to most of the decks. But it's also got a bit of a longer cooldown. Still can't believe they took away. They took away my Meteor Mash. And it's not like Metagross is the only Pokemon that learns it. I'm pretty sure Clefairy gets it too. Also, this guy showed up as Adamant, which is great. The distribution of perfect IVs could use work. Everyone knows you love to have a perfect IV on the attacking stat that you reduce. Whereas this guy, also best IV is special attack. The reduced stat. My Chandelure actually is pretty phenomenal, though, if we look at its stats. Like, it's hard to ask for a better set of 3 IVs on an Alpha Chandelure. And it even got the 0 attack. And was modest right off the bat. Like, well, no, it was docile. I guess I used a modest mint. But still. Some good IVs. But no, I think it is time to upgrade my party Metagross to size L. Also, since we don't have XP Candy XLs, I guess rare candies are probably worth something here. Just gonna level match these two. I don't have proteins. I sure as heck can't afford proteins. So maybe we wait a little bit. Because I don't want to have to redo the... I don't want to have to redo the EVs. So we live with not huge Metagross for now, which is honestly competitively more viable. Because it's harder to get hit by stuff if your hitbox is smaller. That's a big Skarmory. I'm glad I don't need another one. Because otherwise I would have to deal with the lions. Which... I mean, we can Earthquake. That got rid of a bunch of them. But there's still so many. And the threat isn't only to my Metagross, it is also to me. Surely I've gone up here before. I'm honestly kind of surprised that this park didn't end up being a wild zone. Because, like, it's got a little pond, a bridge, a bunch of grassy areas, a gazebo. It's got everything that you need to have a nice little wild area, or wild zone. And yet, it never became one. Do you know about Skarmory, their armor bird Pokemon? It sheds thin, sharp feathers that were once used to make swords. Today they're used for knives. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of those feathers so I can gift it to a top-class chef who's near and dear to my heart. And a Z-A Royale trainer such as yourself seems like the perfect person to find one for me. Problem is, the Skarmory and Lumiose are found in Wild Zone 17, and that zone is just bursting with ferocious Pokemon. That's why I'm outsourcing the whole search to a trainer of your talent. Thanks in advance. You just want a feather and not the whole Skarmory, right? Oh, we don't even have to give him... There are 2 Skarmory spawns. A sliver of metal from a Klefki's key. That's not a Skarmory feather. Bet this is Pyroar Fuzz. Nope, Skarmory Talon. So at least we're only looking for things that are metal on the floor. A pile of cinders from a lamp. Never mind, we're not looking for things that are only metal. Surely our trainer would be able to tell from a distance that a pile of cinders is not a metal feather. It's a tuft of Diggersby fur. The Diggersby don't even come up here. They stay down below. Mane hair from a male Pyroar. A chunk from a Chespin spike. Again, the Chespin don't come up here. Mane hair from a female Pyroar. This is going to be from a Mawile. A piece of sparkly sequin. That's not even big enough to be even potentially a Skarmory feather. Our character's an idiot, apparently. Oh, it's a Skarmory feather. And now I probably won't get to check what was down in the hole down below. I got the feeling you might have found a feather by now, so I bolted past the Pyroar to get up here. But the whole reason you didn't come in here was so that you wouldn't have to risk dealing with the ferocious Pokemon. Shouldn't you have just waited outside for me to deliver this to you? That's the feather, right? Ooh, I can already tell it'll make an incredible kitchen knife. Why now? Please, you need to scare off this Skarmory. Phew, why in the world would this Skarmory attack us like that? Are you angry because this feather is important to you? Well, it is to me too, you know. There's a chef I want to give it to so he can make it into an amazing kitchen knife. The food he cooks brings real joy to the good folks of Lumiose, and to the Pokemon too. He's a very special chef, so please, will you let me have this feather? You're okay with me having it? Thank you so much for your help. I'll tell the chef all about you and your kindness. Oh, and once he starts cooking meals with his new knife, you're very welcome to pay us a visit at Restaurant Le Wow. I sure hope my feelings reached this Skarmory. Do you think it really understood me? I suppose so. Now that I've made friends with a wild Pokemon, who knows what'll happen next? Oh, hey, another metal coat. Still need to find a way up onto that roof. I believe I see it. And yeah, Outlander, being able to observe Pokédex entries in-game and thus get, well, proof that they're true is quite nice. That was one of the things that I liked about Legends Arceus is we were actually compiling the Pokédex ourselves with our own observations. And so we knew for a fact that at least many of the behaviors that we were told about were true, because we had to see them firsthand. I wish this game would have done the same, but I understand it's more battle-focused and less Pokédex-focused, so we get what we get in this game. Oh, Shadow Ball. That would have been a nice TM to have ages ago. Well, Outlander, if you haven't seen anything of Legends Arceus, I happen to know a YouTube channel where you can find an entire playthrough of it. In 30 seconds. If you wish to know what 30 seconds can mean, battle me and hear the song of my Pokemon. Ah, Perish Song. Speak to me when you have prepared for battle. Then you shall know the truth of 30 seconds. Then enjoy. Enjoy the sound of Perish Song. I was kind of expecting a ghost type. Well, looks like we get more than 30 seconds. Yes, Outlander, it is a good thing humans don't die when they hear Perish Song. La-di-da-di-da. I know that was supposed to be in some kind of tune, but I don't know what the tune she was going for was. It could have been anything. Any Pokemon that hears Perish Song will faint after 30 seconds, including the Pokemon that sang the song, of course. But fear not. If you switch a different Pokemon into the battle, the Pokemon who heard Perish Song will not faint. So, whenever you want to make your opponent leave the field, enjoy this 30-second trick. I was about to say, in the multiplayer matches where you have a limited number of switches, Perish Song could be potent, but then I remembered that the limited number of switches gets refreshed if any of your Pokemon gets KO'd. So, yeah, you can force a switch, but you're not gonna be able to force enough switches to take a KO with Perish Song. Before I battle this kid and his Pikachu, because they definitely want to battle, I should probably heal up my Metagross. My Pikachu's the strongest in the world. Okay, so something I just want to really focus on here. This kid is obviously designed to look as close as possible to one Mr. Ketchum. Using the clothing options in this game. Like, we've got a hat with red on it. We got black hair. We've got a blue jacket over a white shirt. We've got jeans. We've got red shoes. And the kid is partners with a Pikachu who is supposedly the strongest in the world. This is 100% meant to look as close as possible to one Mr. Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Want to know why he's so strong? It's because he's holding a light ball. A light ball makes a Pikachu's attack and special attack even stronger. That's why I'm confident my Pikachu is the strongest in the whole world. If you have a Pikachu you think can beat mine, I'll prove you wrong in battle.
I need to level up a Pikachu, do I?
Let me know when you're ready for a Pikachu versus Pikachu battle.
Something tells me this Pikachu is going to be the same level as the Raichus that we had to deal with earlier. Or the Raichu. So we've got neutral nature or adamant. Adamant will be the one we go for here. Even though that means we've got more leveling to do. I don't have the candies for this. Oh, that might have been a few too many. Well, it'll help us win. So, let's get Tail Whip in there. And then we want Dig. And we want Giga Impact. Can we get Giga Impact? Is Giga Impact Raichu only? Apparently it is.
So you really think your Pikachu is the strongest there is? Let's put that to the test. It's go time, partner. Let's show him what the strongest Pikachu in the world can do.
Imagine a game where Pikachus and Light Balls both exist, but Volt Tackle doesn't. I don't like that my Pikachu used Dig second. Twice now. Maybe this kid does have the strongest Pikachu in the world. Though really, it's not about his Pikachu being especially strong, it's about the strategy. Kid had a good strat. Waiting for me to make the moves. But I see his game. Also, Light Screen helped us not at all, because this kid's Pikachu only has physical moves. We can win this, as long as we don't let it hit us with its dig. So bait out the protect with a quick attack, then dig, and I shouldn't have dug first. Yeah, as long as I'm the one who digs second, I win. Easy. Whoever digs later is the victor in this battle. That's how it goes.
Even if we lost, I know you're still the greatest ever, Pikachu. Whoa, I can't believe your Pikachu beat my light ball boosted partner. Can you tell how shocked I am? You're both super strong for sure. I'm so impressed I'll even give you this light ball. Don't worry, I have heaps of these things at home.
How?
And hey, Pikachu, don't you worry either. We'll just train more and get even stronger, okay? If we get to level 100 with our light ball, we'll be the best in the world for real.
I spy 3 more side missions. And yes, indeed, Outlander levels are canon. Don't tell me I have to come fight you with Pichus and Cleffas.
People tend to make subconscious judgments based on appearance, even if they don't mean to. Are you able to see others for who they truly are beneath the surface? If so, please battle me. My Pokémon are so incredibly powerful, I just don't know what to do with them. Please come speak to me once you're prepared for our Pokémon battle.
What, is she gonna have a level 100 Pichu and a level 100 Cleffa?
Will you battle me even though I've warned you about my Pokémon's overwhelming power? So you're confident that you can see my incredibly powerful Pokémon for what they truly are, hmm? Well then, I'm quite excited for this battle.
Cleffa is not that powerful, lady. It's only level 68. Okay, her entire team's gonna be baby Pokemon. That much is clear at this point. Yep, nothing but babies. Whole team is babies.
It's not appearances that matter most in battle. It's the strength within that matters most.
But there's not a whole lot of strength within baby Pokemon.
Despite how they may look, all of my Pokémon are fierce fighters, seasoned by battle and brimming with strength. Some opponents take one look at their oh-so-adorable faces and drop their guard, only to be swiftly crushed by our might. That kind of thing doesn't happen with trainers who are serious about battling. After all, they can pick up on a Pokémon's true strength pretty quickly when they see it in action. We're told not to make assumptions based on appearances, but we do it anyway because the fact is, you can't know what's under the surface.
You can absolutely know a baby Pokemon's base stats, though, and they are not high.
Which is why my Pokémon and I will continue to take advantage of anyone foolish enough to underestimate us.
I feel like this quest would have made more sense prior to the post-game. Like, if she could be something that you could actually get stomped by if you faced her too early. and thus teach you a lesson that, hey, baby Pokemon have to be respected if there's enough of a level gap between you, then this might have had a little bit more value as a quest. But as is, it's like, oh, now that you're in the post-game, use your post-game team to defeat a bunch of baby Pokemon that are probably around the same level as you.
We're gonna go for Tyrantrum. It's called the Despot Pokemon. You can't beat that. That's what you say, but I think Aurorus is plenty strong too.
That's where you're wrong.
Hey, you're a trainer, right? Maybe you can help us. Which do you prefer, Tyrantrum or Aurorus? Hey, leave strangers out of it. We already know what we're getting, a jaw fossil.
Kid's right, you're getting a jaw fossil.
Besides, I'm the one who gets to decide which Pokemon we're adding to our team. I don't care what my little sister says.
She's bigger than you, though. I mean, sure, that doesn't mean she's not your little sister. I'm bigger than my older brother. But, like...
You're so mean. Please, could you show my brother how strong Aurorus can be? I bet he'll change his mind if you defeat his Pokemon with nothing but an Aurorus.
A, I don't have an Aurorus, and B, I think he's right. Let me take his side.
I know how you can get one too. Just get a hold of a Sail Fossil and restore it to into an Amora. After that, you can evolve Amora into Aurorus by leveling it up.
I thought they were gonna give me the ability to take a side here, but no.
Come let me know when you're ready to take on my brother with nothing but an Aurorus.
Why do I have to take your side? Why can't I pick? Ma'am, are you just gonna stand between these kids? Okay. But for reals though, like, this game is acting like this kid is correct and deserves to have her way. Even though it's a decision that they should make together, and they ask me for my opinion before then forcing me to side with Aurorus Girl. Who is wrong, by the way. Aurorus is not better.
Entrust your Pokemon to me. If they're at least level 50, I'll put them through hyper training. Do you think you are ready? I'm going to begin. I'm done. Metagross is even stronger now thanks to my hyper training.
No, I don't want to do anymore.
Ivor Sensei isn't here at the dojo if you're looking for him, but since you're here and all... Garnet, I request a battle. Sensei may not be around to teach me, but I can use you to get a new perspective on my skills. Let me know as soon as you're ready for our bout. You're ready to face me, or did you want me to help you with your plus moves?
I'm ready to battle.
Please show me what it takes to reach rank A in the Z-A Royale.
What it takes is a Metagross. Kinda wishing I didn't get rid of Brick Break, but oh well.
Another defeat. It feels like the more we battle, the greater the gap between us grows.
Yeah, you really need to consider getting a Metagross. You're not going to win without one. I know it's not a fighting type, but it learns some fighting moves. That counts.
Garnet, you truly are worthy of being called Lumios's strongest trainer. Whereas I don't think I've grown any stronger at all. I'm a total disgrace to the Fist of Justice, and by extension to Ivor Sensei himself. Maybe I don't even belong in the Fist of Justice.
Ah, pair of Alpha Pangoro, huh?
The Pangoro duo, not again! These two are always causing us trouble. It's like they go out of their way to avoid the wild zones. They're real tough customers. Even Ivor Sensei has a hard time driving them away unscathed. But if Sensei isn't here to protect the dojo, then that duty falls to me. Garnet, please fight at my side.
Pangoro's not a great matchup for Metagross, though. Especially not if my Metagross hasn't been healed first. This is kind of harsh. Alright, that's one down, and looks like Jose has almost gotten this one down on her own.
Nicely done, Garnet.
Why aren't their eyes glowy anymore? They're still alphas.
Go on, you two. The exit's that way. Ivor Sensei.
Garnet, Jose. Were you two responsible for those Pangoro leaving the dojo?
Yes, Sensei. Thanks to Garnet, we were able to turn away those troublemakers.
They almost wrecked me, honestly.
It's no wonder she was able to save Lumios. I got a glimpse of her true potential today. Whereas
Not you helped. If it weren't for you and your fighting types, I would have had two of them on me, and I would have been really boned.
Jose,
Yes, Sensei?
if you didn't have just as much potential yourself, you would not have been able to hold your own against alongside Garnet. In fact, the only reason I left the dojo unattended was because I knew you could guard it in my stead. You recognize the gap between your own skills and those of a master, and that very recognition is proof of your self-awareness, nothing more. I know that you will continue to grow, Jose. I'll be calling on your aid the next time that I must turn those Pangoro back myself.
Yes, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Garnet, thank you for everything today.
Need to hydrate after doing Ivor's voice. And we appear to have had another mission spawn. I see you've turned your 4 Beldums into 2 Matangs. If we do more missions, are you going to have a Metagross? Check it out! Remember those Beldum I caught? They evolved into these Matang, except there were 4 of them, and now there are only 2 Matang. Can't imagine repairing Hall Evaders without my handy little helpers here. Oh, we're going indoors. Ah, yes, this building. Thanks again to you and the Rust Syndicate for your help the other day. Remember that Gengar I said I'd look after? Well, I haven't seen it for a while. It's a wild Pokemon, so I know it's going to come and go as it pleases. But I'd gotten used to having it around, and if I'm being honest, I'm kind of worried about it. I know it's a weird ask, but do you think you could help me look for Gengar? It'd mean a lot. You'll need help from a Ghost-type expert, too. Let's go see if Gwyn from the Fist of Justice can lend a hand. She should be at the dojo. We can't get close enough for a real good view at this little lampant hanging here. It starts fading out before we can get it even remotely close to filling the screen. Which I suppose is only natural for something based on a ghost type? So you need my help. I'll do it on one condition. Battle me. Revenge will be mine. Now Chandelure on Chandelure, but only one is going to Mega Evolve, but it ain't mine. Good thing Chandelure doesn't get Flash Fire in this game. Seriously? I know, right? My Chandelure was better than yours. You really are strong. You, explain why you need my help, and keep it brief. I see why you're concerned. Still, now we have an idea of the sort of Gengar we're dealing with. Chandelure should be able to sense where it is. But know this. Some ghost-type Pokemon like to settle in, and others would much rather roam. So don't set your hopes too high. You've been warned. I get it. I just want to make sure Gengar's okay. Do you sense anything, Chandelure? This place here. Chandelure thinks that Gengar might be at Hotel Richicine. Makes sense. Buildings as old as that one have their fair share of ghost stories. I'll meet you there then. Did I go in too early? I went in too early. Do you sense anything, Chandelure? Yeah, Outlander, Gwyn and Canary are friends. They got that going on. But only that, really. Just friends. A ghost type, but not the right one. Any other leads, Chandelure? This place here. Chandelure is pointing us toward a secluded waterway. Huh, I guess ghosts do tend to congregate near running water. Sounds legit. I'll meet you there then. That's where you find Goomies, not ghosts. Yeah, Outlander, your friend's shipping goggles are in fact set too strong if they are shipping Canary and Gwyn. Like, it's an easy ship to make. There's nothing that says, oh, Gwyn isn't interested in Canary that way, but I mean, this is a Pokemon game. They're not gonna be directly addressing that sort of thing basically ever. What evidence we do have is that Gwyn is a fan of Canary's from her streams, got to know her in person, they are friends. Gwyn is the type of person who is very protective of friends and family and whatnot, and she's got... It feels like she's got a chip on her shoulder, feels like she has something to prove. And so she battles you for her sake and for Canary's sake on multiple occasions. So, like, yeah, it's an easy ship to make, but it's not one that has any official backing, because hardly any ships are ever going to have official backing in Pokemon. See if you can sense anything, Chandelure. Just a shuppet, huh? Any other leads, Chandelure? This place here. The Galerie de la Lune. How bizarre. So Gengar's developed a taste for haute couture, is that it? If so, it should have gone to the Passage Ombrage. My favorite clothing store, Wisp, is there. Well, the Galerie de la Lune it is, then. So, Gwyn likes to shop at the goth store. Surprise. You know what to do, Chandelure. Is the man secretly a Gengar? Nope, there's a Gengar between them. Is this your Gengar? No, its cry is different. There you are, Gengar. Let's head home, shall we? Tonight I think I'll make that stew you like. Let's try again, Chandelier. People are counting on our help. That's okay. Let's call off the search. If you and Chandelure are having trouble finding Gengar, I don't think there's much hope. But I should have asked Gengar to be my partner while I had the chance. And now it's too late. I hadn't even realized how much I enjoyed having Gengar around until it left. But that's life, I guess. Thanks so much for helping me search for Gengar anyway. I really appreciate it. After all that, we couldn't help him. I feel like going back to check in on him is something that might have value. And I was right. Look, Garnet, Gengar came back. It may wander off again, I know, and maybe that'll be the last time I ever see it. But for now, I'm going to go all in on appreciating the precious time I get to spend with Gengar. But are you going to ask it to be your partner? No? Also, this place, it may not look as dusty as it once did, but dude hasn't done a whole lot of cleaning up at all. Nor does he have a bed here. Still got the portrait of Professor Leventon, though. Really gotta wonder what that's doing here, considering he's from Galar. Alright, that's all of the side missions we have available right now that don't involve evolving fossils. And so, it's time for nighttime. Because apparently we need to do at least 15 or maybe 20 rounds of the Infinite Z-A Royale if we want to see all of the things that this game has to offer. I was not expecting 3 different battle zones. Land hits with a Mega Evolved Pokemon. You got it. Except we have to land 1 hits. Why are the NPCs we're battling also rank infinite? Shouldn't they have to reach and surpass rank A before they become rank infinite? immediately knock out unaware opponents. Can do. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not here. You see nothing. It's fascinating how NPC trainers do not pay a single bit of attention to our Pokemon. Because as long as they don't see us, like, directly, then we can get the sneak attack easy. Once again, immediately knock out unaware opponents. Use super effective moves. How about a steel move on an Aurorus, huh? That should count twice. Glad that Iron Head came out before the earthquake. Hoping the Ice Punch would get rid of the Aerodactyl right away, because it's a faster animation than Iron Head. Again, immediately knock out unaware opponents. And sneak up and start battles, which is kind of necessary if I'm to knock out unaware opponents. Oh. Way to survive the Ice Punch, you jerk. So, I just had something interesting happen. Confuse the opposing Pokemon. I don't believe I've got any moves that do that. I mean, I could get Confuse Ray on one of my Pokemon, but maybe I should. Can Ampharos learn Confuse Ray? I'm pretty sure Confuse Ray is not a TM. Surely Chandelure can you learn it? Yep. Yeah, the thing that happened to me that was interesting You know how every once in a while you'll discover somewhere on your body hair that's white and especially long? Just had one on my arm get caught on something, and like I pulled it out and it was 6 inches long. How does a hair even get that long without you noticing when the rest of the hairs on your arm or whatever are less than an inch? Just how does that happen without you noticing? Okay, might not have happened to you, Outlander, but I know it's enough of a thing that it at least gets referenced in the video game Catherine. So, like, it's definitely a real thing that happens. Like, I tend to discover, like, 1 or 2 of those hairs a year or something, but... yeah, just every once in a while, a hair that's much longer than those around it. Electric sneaky starts, but super effective ghost moves. Well, can't get a super effective ghost move here, but you can certainly get rid of the Gyarados. Can't even use a ghost move, much less a super effective one. Oh wait, no, Go-Go is pure grass, not grass normal. I always feel like Go-Go should be grass normal, but it isn't, it's just grass. Get a thing to do super effective ghost type moves and haven't seen anything weak to ghost since we got it. Yeah, Cal4, I don't think I've ever had one this long either. Until now. Well, Outlander, if it's associated with male pattern baldness, I definitely got that. Started losing the hair on my head at like 20 years old. So now I just go shaved head, wear a beard. So fun fact, male pattern baldness lives on the X chromosome, which means a father cannot pass male pattern baldness on to a son. Which also means my mother has an identical twin. Which means that my mother's twin also carries at least one X chromosome. But, well, exactly one chromosome that codes for male pattern baldness, because my brother does not have it. So 50-50 whether my aunt passed the male pattern baldness gene down to her daughter, my cousin. But my uncle has male pattern baldness, so 100% chance he passed that gene down to my cousin. If my cousin ever has a son, then it is either 50-50 or 100% that said son will end up with male pattern baldness. Just a fascinating little tidbit about genetics. Was it minus to do the auto heal in Scarlet and Violet? There has to be a reason I hit minus there, thinking it would auto heal. And sure, it might be just plain old misinput. Wow, knock out 10 opponents with grass-type moves. I don't know that I can manage that in what time we have left. But I do see a super effective ghost-type move to use. Just need this man to turn around. Dang it. We only have to knock things out with ice moves. We don't have to have them be super effective or sneaky. I spy a super effective ghost move. Yes, you shall heal my Pokemon. You see nothing, sir. Battling at this point for the money. Yes, thank you for letting me target your Rose Raid. This is the first time I've reached 20 wins, so we'll see if this gets us to 2.5. And I think I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, we can't rest at a bench right now. I was gonna just rest at a bench and end the night, but now I guess we're just gonna beat up this guy who I'm pretty sure we already beat up tonight. Here comes Aerodactyl. Yep. Yeah, just gonna get even more money, I suppose. Really? You're gonna give me one of your bonus cards when this night is almost done? Like, unless his bonus card was something that I could do in specifically exactly one battle, and exactly this battle, it meant nothing. Hey, we did get 2.5. So 5 wins gets us a 1.5, 10 wins gets us a 2.0, and 20 wins gets us 2.5 multiplier. Oh, I'm too shy. Whoops. Ah, yes, I see you have a challenger's ticket. Would you like to take part in a reward match? Then let's see who your opponent will be. All right, let me call your opponent to the battle court, and then you two may begin at once. Wasn't Zach our rank Z promotion match guy? Yep. If they call me Le Z Eternel, that's because Z is the ultimate, the end to all that comes before it. How did he get to rank infinite? Did they just make everyone rank infinite? Because that kind of cheapens things. Dude's not even higher level than he was before. Game, do you not realize what level of people I had to beat in order to unlock this battle? My last Pokemon. This will be my Z, the final letter in my challenge against you. What was even the point of this prize battle? At least Pokemon battles lend some appeal to trying over and over, knowing you'll fail. Congratulations, you've now claimed victory in one reward match. Here's your reward. Come back and try your hand at another reward match when you get another Challenger's ticket. Are the Challenger's tickets just gonna work us up through what would have been all of the ranks? Or are we gonna skip 13 of them again? Garnet, thank goodness! Drop whatever you're doing and hurry straight back to Hotel Z right now. Like, now! Now, when you say now, surely you mean after I have gone to a Pokemon Center, sold my floor trash, bought 10 fossils, and then reset until I've revived an alpha, correct? That's what you meant, right? Oh, I'm sorry, we can buy more than 10 fossils. Should I, though? No, I should buy one of these Mega Stones and then 10 fossils. And since Embor doesn't have its Mega in my Mega Dex yet because no one's used Mega Embor, I'll buy that. Still no Alpha Pichu. Alright, so now let's get onto an empty box so that it's nice and easy to see all of my Tyrants. Go to the second floor. Plop ourselves in front of this guy. And then drop a save, because it will not autosave while we are in here. So, we can just repeatedly revive these 10 fossils. Until such a time as we get at least one alpha out of them. I believe it's 1% to get an alpha from a fossil, but when we've got 10 tries, our odds are decent. Yeah, we've got a roughly 9.6% chance of getting an Alpha Tyrunt out of any given set of 10 revives. So hooray for mashing A. I could use one of my turbo controllers for this, but then I'd have to deal with swapping which controller is connected, and that's not as time efficient as just mashing A. It's only more thumb efficient. And considering once I finished, I would want to swap back to this controller because the Switch 2 Pro controller is a really good controller and I really like it. The only controller I have liked better is my DualSense Edge. I'm not gonna lie, I did just yesterday get myself an 8-Bit Do Pro 3 so that I could make macros to automate some shiny hunts in this game, among other things. It is a much better controller for 2D games than this one is. It's got a real nice D-pad. Quite possibly my second favorite D-pad of all time behind the GBASPs. Okay, we've got our 10 revives. And no alphas. Oops, my game crashed. I mean, this isn't entirely unexpected. Again, 9.6% that we get at least one alpha out of this. Which isn't the best chance, but it's also not the worst. We have definitely found things with lower odds than that so far. My dozen non-Mareep shinies attest to that. Imagine we find a shiny before an alpha. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened to me in this game. So the first time it happened to me was when I was looking specifically for an alpha Honedge and I found 2 shiny Spinoraks. And sure, there are more Spinorak spawns than Honedge spawns in the graveyard, but the chances of an alpha are so much higher than the chances of a shiny that I was still much more likely to find an alpha Honedge than a shiny Spinorak. Yeah, hitting the shiny alpha instead seems like a good idea. Also, hey, there was an alpha on the first fossil of this set of 10. And it's the only alpha we got, and apparently alphas show up at a higher level, which makes sense, but that also means that you can tell whether you got an alpha before you ever even look in the boxes if you just pay attention when you receive the Fossilmons. Good to know. And I believe it's level 38 during the day for Tyrantrum. Oh, hey, we got an XL candy. I was starting to think that those didn't even exist in this game. Not 38 during the day. 39? 39. Yeah, Outlander, for the right mon, a shiny alpha could be quite desirable. Meanwhile, I have one shiny alpha of my own, and it's this rat. So, the shiny hunt that I've been automating is right here. Froakie. If you... Who's alpha? Besides you. There's someone else alpha here. It's a binary. Yeah, the Froakie that spawns up there is within range of where you spawn in when you warp to Zone 5. If you warp to Zone 16, the Froakie is too far away to spawn in. So you would have to warp here and then take a few steps forward to get the Froakie to spawn. So, yeah, warping to 16 here, you can shiny hunt those two Phalanx easy. But, yeah, I've got a macro that when I am at the warp spot for Zone 5 here. Oh, another shiny, or not shiny, Alpha Baniri. Yeah, I've got a macro that when I'm here, it will open this, go up here, make me warp. And every time you warp, it re-rolls all the Pokemon around. While also auto-saving, so if any shinies get spawned in, it saves their shininess. I've only had it run for like an hour and got exactly nothing out of it, but I don't have the shiny charm, so that's not entirely unexpected. Forgot to go do the mission that I made a big Tyrantrum for. We meet again. I would speak with you about AZ, but words fail me. How does one speak fittingly of such a man? It's tragic that after seeing so many others to their rest, he was alone when his time came. Still, I am glad for the conversations he and I had, however scant.
Excuse me, but what did you talk to AZ about?
About the agony of being unable to die. About his deeds, both good and heinous.
Even though it was for the sake of peace, he did build Anj. Do you consider that a bad deed?
Not necessarily, though the havoc it wreaked on Lumios is undeniable. The exact causality is unclear, but we can surmise that Anj's influence resulted in more wild Pokemon gathering throughout Lumios. which led to this city, built for humans, to become a place of harmony with these wild creatures. But now we have separated Pokemon and humans into different areas once more. I wonder, is it right that we keep each other at arm's length with these holotech barriers? Perhaps we will find another way. I look forward to seeing what the people of this city choose.
Right. So...
I have, of course, come here to tell you something. I'll get to it. After you and I spoke in Lysander Labs, more of my memory returned. And I recalled the existence of two beings. The one that gives, and the one that takes. I wish that I could tell you more. I am sorry. For now, all I can remember are these epithets. But I have more to tell you. Zygarde has not shown itself since that eventful day. I imagine it exhausted its power and has now retreated somewhere to quietly recover. You understand what that means, do you not? There are none but you on whom I can rely. That being the situation, I will leave the rest up to you. Please, find the two I spoke of.
Well, one of them's on your knee and the other one's on your elbow. The X and Y. What even was that? It's like that guy was trying to win a cryptic old man contest. He didn't give you much to go on, did he? Perhaps you could learn more from people with connections to Team Flare. Got anyone in mind?
Mabel at the Pokemon Research Lab and Grisham at Nouveau Cafe, I suppose.
There you go. We'll be cheering for you.
Yeah, Outlander, he is 100% talking about Xerneas and Yveltal. You really have a Tyrantrum with you? Then can I assume you're willing to help with the shoot? I knew I could count on you, and don't forget to give it your all as an extra. All right, everyone, let's do this. Lights, camera, action.
Again, the only light you're using is the sun. What is that? Just there, look! It's a monster! It's headed this way! He's gonna be all happy and sniff me and whatnot. Maybe nuzzle me a little. Cut! Hey, buddy. Come on, now's not the time to try and get cuddles from your trainer. What are you trying to do? Charm the audience? Director, in spite of its fierce looks, I think Tyrantrum actually can learn the move Charm. I guess even that vicious temperament doesn't stop it from being a cuttlebug with its trainer. What? Then that means it can't be in the same scene as its trainer. But wait, hold on a moment. An ancient Pokemon forming a bond with a human. Yes, I think that could work. Let me make you slow down for a moment, because you call this an ancient Pokemon, and while the species is ancient, this is a modern Pokemon. It was born today. It's just a baby.
you sure, Director? I don't think we've had a single shoot where we stuck to the script.
Heh, worry not. The theme of our films is no longer the terrifying reality of wild Pokémon. It is now coexisting with wild Pokémon.
Except none of the Pokemon that you've been filming have been wild.
All our footage showing the heartwarming sides of Pokémon fits perfectly with this new theme. And I dare say it's a better fit for Lumiose than focusing on the terror. Yes, this is going to be a huge hit. I can feel it. And we were able to make this pivot only due to your help, my young friend. You have my thanks.
I don't know where this guy goes. Probably in here, though. 197, 194, so 654. I would rather not deal with Graham, because he is a Team Flare apologist, whereas Mabel flipped on Team Flare and recognizes that what they were doing was bad and is now living with the consequences of what happened instead of being like, I don't deserve consequences, we were only doing good things. Greedy little imbecile. Throwing even more budget at the wild zones because now they're a hit with the tourists. We can't handle that without more funding. This idiot mayor is going to be the death of me. Sure, things with Prism Tower have calmed down at last, but that doesn't mean there aren't other threats to Lumiose. The signs are all there. What was that about threats? Well, look who's here, the finest researcher in the entire Mabel stable. You must have something pretty annoying to ask me if you've come all the way to my office, right? Lysander did mention something. Here we go again. Even after years on the straight and narrow, I still can't escape my past. Alright, I guess I can't avoid it forever, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what I know. There's a pair of legendary Pokemon in the Kalos region. The one that takes, otherwise known as Yveltal, and the one that gives, usually called Xerneas. I know quite a bit about the two, since Team Flare tried its hand at capturing them both. Listen, I'm about to share something important, so I need you to pay attention here, kid. We've been getting some strange readings lately from the wild zones around town. If I had to posit a theory, I'd say it's almost like the areas have been bathed in Xerneas' life energy. And in every wild zone where we've detected these weird readings, we've seen a certain kind of Pokemon appearing without fail. They're alpha Pokemon, but not the usual kind. Something's not right about them. These anomalous alphas have to be connected somehow to Xerneas, to the one that gives. And even if they aren't, I guess we still ought to take care of them. Alphas always spell danger. I'm sure you can tell where this is going, right? Your new research task is to catch or defeat the anomalous alphas in Wild Zones 3, 5, and 9. Now get to it! See, Mabel is trying to get away from her Team Flare past. That matters. Unlike a certain someone who thinks that Team Flare is just... Have we already done this? Why are you still exclamation pointy? I'll track him down. I just thought it would have put the exclamation points on 3, 5, and 9. Yeah, she's not looking... She's not trying to excuse or avoid Team Flair's unsavory past. She's trying to move on from it. Ooh. A free Alpha Steelix. Don't mind if I do. Here's something else, Alpha. Nice, managed to get far enough away from my chandelier that it didn't take the dig. This Alpha Steelix seems not big enough. Outlander, it is hilarious that this works. The whole save before throwing a ball and then reload the save if it doesn't catch. And yet, boy would my life be so much harder if it didn't work and I had to catch every alpha Pokemon in a standard Pokeball without cheesing it. It legit would not surprise me if the first time this game gets a patch, they make it so that Pokemon that are in the knocked out state when you save despawn when you reload. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, because this is perhaps too exploitable. I wish I could see what my... Oh, it's one arrow catch rate. I was looking in the wrong spot for the arrows. The question is, do we get past one arrow if we swap to a different ball? I'm not going to use a different ball. Yes, we do. Okay, so that means that our chances of catching this thing are like at least 13%, I want to say. No, 14%, at least 14%. Because assuming the balls have the same catch rates as normal, Pokeball is 1.0, Great Ball is 1.5, Ultra Ball is 2.0. And the arrows represent our catch percentages. Going from 1 arrow to 2 arrows means that going from 1.0 to 1.5 gets us to at least a 20% catch rate. So yeah, it's got to be at least, well, not at least 14%, but it's got to be over 13% to catch this Steelix in a Pokeball here, so it's a better chance than our Tyrantrum was. But yeah, because I worry that they might get rid of this cheese right here, I am going to be prioritizing finding a shiny Beldum as my first shiny for reasons other than just I love Beldum and its line. I mean, sure, I've got more than an entire box of shiny Beldums in my Pokemon home, but I don't have one in this game, and I can't transfer any into this game until they patch it in early next year. I can't go that long without a shiny Metagross. Even though I prefer non-shiny Metagross. If I could get a shiny Alpha Metagross, I would. But yeah, because Beldum has Beldum's catch rate. I definitely want to get one before they have a chance to patch out this cheese. And people have discovered a method of turbo controller auto farming for shiny Beldums, so there is a way to get them without too much effort. You can just leave a turbo controller turboing overnight. There we go. First try. And the other alpha I was hearing appears to be that Pikachu. And there's also this Litleo. I need to get a second Alpha Pyroar so that I can get the current Alpha Pyroar in my party to, well, I guess, so that I can have one in my boxes while also having this one in my party. And I do know exactly where to find a male Alpha Pyroar, but it's a bit of a pain. Anyway, that handled the Wild Zone 3 Alpha. Let's see, what's the fancy Alpha in Wild Zone 5? No shiny Froakie. A Gallade. I don't mind getting a free one of those. I don't need it as much as I need the Steelix, but I will certainly accept it. Might as well try a ball now before we KO it. Okay, our chances with this Gallade are 2 arrows. So our minimum chance is 20%. And hey, first try. So it was 3, 5, and 9. And what are we going to have here in 9? We've got a pair of Alpha Carbinks, but those aren't special. There's always 2 Carbinks there, so the fact that it's a pair of Alphas is probably just random chance. I didn't mean to send out Gardevoir, I meant to send out Metagross. This one's level 39, which means it's definitely not special. I only have 1 Alpha Carbink. Might as well try for a second. The one I have took me many more balls than just 1. I see an item that I've never collected. Do I need said item? No, but I'm going to collect it. And I was absolutely going to buy a protein eventually, so that was probably worth grabbing. And this Alpha Sableye is also nothing special. Nice aim. Ah, that would be our special Alpha. I already have an Alpha Pangoro, so I do not have to catch this one. Especially since I'm not planning to use one. I will still throw a ball at it, but I won't do the whole save and reset if I fail thing. 3 arrows is a pretty decent chance anyway. Alright, you get to go live another day. And since we're here, we might as well grab some more Mega Shards. I was gonna say, and check to see if the Manectric is shiny, but it's right there and it is not. Still no big Pichu. I have caught or defeated all of the anomalous alphas. And here's my little star researcher. See, tackling my tasks has trained you up to handle just about anything, wouldn't you say? Now then, looking at the data you collected, we're basically headed for disaster. Xerneas, the one that gives life, is beyond a doubt drawing close to Lumiose City. We can probably infer that the crisis with the tower triggered this behavior. The excessive mega power from the tower caused rogue mega of evolution, and if Xerneas shows up, something similar could happen again. I mean, it has command of basically an unlimited pool of life energy. There's only one way to make sure we avoid another disaster. Xerneas must be caught. It looks on track to appear in Wild Zone 11. And once it appears there, it'll be a problem for some outstanding trainer to deal with. By which I obviously mean you, not me. Give me just a second, I'll get on that. Okay. One day that Pichu will end up being Alpha. One day. Why did the Xerneas have to appear here? In terms of layout, Wild Zone 11 is by far my least favorite. In terms of actually being there, Wild Zone, whichever one has the lions, is my least favorite. For reals though, Wild Zone 11 needs a bridge. Needs one. Just make it one of them little ice bridges, it's fine. Just give it a bridge. See, I'm on the wrong side of it, so now I need to cross the river without a bridge. If we ever learned how to cross water on our own, it would have been fine. But no, there ain't no Basculegion in this game. So we need a bridge. I bet geomancy isn't so busted in this game. I feel like maybe I should have saved. Okay. It's fine that I did not save before hitting investigate. Because investigate just made Xerneas... Oh. Well, it auto-saved. We're fine. Looks like you've made contact with our target. You're up against Xerneas, one of the legendary Pokemon of the Kalos region. We need you to catch that thing. I do like that we get a new version of this theme. I mean, Geomancy's still going to be nasty, but at least it's not a +2 boost to all of its stats. And Xerneas is decently hard countered by Metagross. I wonder. Oh. Okay, so we got to redo the battle from the beginning. They don't let us save and cheese it that way. But after we KO it, our catch rate is higher than what it would be if we had... It's higher than what we got for the Steelix, which feels very wrong, honestly. Now, can I make even better decisions? Yes, I can. I can put Heavy Slam instead of Psycho Cut. I can put Bullet Punch instead of Earthquake. Gonna keep Ice Punch just in case we get a freeze. Good old save as close as possible to the legendary. A tactic we've been using in Ultra Space. Watch it become instantly unnecessary as we catch it on this attempt. Wow, it's the legendary Pokemon Xerneas? Wow. Would have been great if Ironhead got a flinch there. Gonna throw balls until it gets mad and then I'll KO it. I'd imagine that with all that ball throwing prior to the KO, we actually have a pretty decent chance on any given attempt of taking this thing home. And considering that this Metagross is now capable of whittling its HP down fairly quickly, I think we'll do just fine. Shouldn't take too many attempts. Be nice if we ever got a freeze. And now balls until mad. Or just catch it. Ding, ding, ding. You sure did it. And to the victor go the spoils, meaning congrats, you got yourself a legendary Pokemon. Seriously, great work. When we found Xerneas 5 years ago, it was basically dormant in a tree-like state. It was a lot easier to secure like that compared to what you just had to do. But even then, you could feel the life force just roiling around it. I'd been researching Pokemon's life energy for ages, and I was still overwhelmed by that feeling. Seeing Xerneas again after all this time, it's quite something. But look at me, still stuck here, forbidden from traveling about freely or leaving Lumiose. Then there was all that mess with energy leaking from the tower and powering up wild Pokemon. That energy's probably even what caused all these wild Pokemon to flock to the city, wanting a taste. In short, things have been rough. Why is your name tag so low res? But somehow we've managed to prevent even more trouble from befalling the Pokemon here. Looking at it that way, it's nice to know that my work for Team Flare wasn't a total waste. And you still haven't finished all the research tasks I wanted you to do for me either. So maybe you can take a breather today, but I'm still counting on you to get that work done. I wonder what she would say if I did this after having completed all of the research tasks other than the Dex, and have the Dex be only a Xerneas away from complete. Wonder if that's even possible. Because, like, it'd be interesting if they did give us a new research task, or if they gave us just plain new guidance, or new text rather. Because, like, if I had done all of these before that... Well, I guess we couldn't catch Zygarde before Xerneas, probably. So, there probably is no need for unique text, because the text would have to be like, oh, you still gotta finish your research tests, because there's one to catch every Pokemon, probably. now to grab one more Megastone. And I tried to buy the Sharpedo Knight earlier, but I think the Audinite, I don't think I've seen a Mega Audino yet, so... Oh, but I can also get Sharpedo Knight. Haha! 2 more Megastones to get from here. And then 1 more to get for money. Wait, what's this one? Also, apparently there's more than... Or no. I don't have a Scizor, so it's not showing this. And I don't have a Zygarde, so it's not showing this. So... Yeah, what am I missing? Oh. So that's Mega Emboar, huh? Brandishing a blazing flame shaped like a serpentine spear, it rushes in to rescue its imperiled allies. Okay. Still not a fan of old boob head here. Even if it looks less like a boob from the side, it's still not great. I like how in his thumbnail, Mega Alakazam puts his spoons in front of the camera. Yeah, Outlander, there are very few Mega Evolutions that I like more than the base forms, but there are a few that I do like quite a bit. Mega Frostlass is nice. Mega Hawlucha is just Hawlucha, but more. I don't dislike Mega Steelix. Mega Phalanx is just dumb enough to love. I am a fan of Mega Drampa. Yeah, there's a good few Mega Evolutions that I do like as much or more than their base forms, but most of them I just prefer the base form. And yes, 100% some of them would work totally fine as normal Evos instead of Mega Evos. The weather indicator says rainbow. Ah, yes. Rainbow. And you know what? I don't feel like talking to the Team Flare people right now. At least not to Team Flare apologists. So what I'm instead going to do is take a quick look for alpha starters. And also going to look at the alphas in there. Don't need either one. Mainly because they're not shiny. I don't need any of the alphas that can show up in there unless they are shiny at this point. But that's just how things go. So finding alpha starters is just a matter of going in a circle around this wild zone repeatedly. Because they all spawn on the outer ring. And while we could ignore this little concrete portion here, because it never gets any of the starters in it, you kind of have to go through it if you want to despawn everything over there. So if you just bounce back and forth on the non-concrete portions, like going from here until the concrete and then back around the other way, you get fewer spawns. And when trying to find alphas, it is all about the number of spawns. And it may feel an awful lot like we aren't despawning a single thing, but there was no Bulbasaur this time, so clearly it was different. Though it definitely does feel suspect when you see the exact same Pokemon in the exact same spots. But I can say with certainty that just going around the path like I'm doing, you will get new spawns. As evidenced by this Totodile. And this Squirtle being over here now. Keep getting Chikoritas in this slot. I actually got really lucky. I've found exactly one Alpha Chikorita so far, and it was a female, so I don't need to worry about getting the 1 in 8 for the form difference anymore. Still have to worry about getting the female Bulbasaur for the form difference. But, at least, that's only 1 instead of 2 Pokemon. It's a little bit of a problem when you get a Gardevoir, because if you get too close to them, they flee. And if they have fled, their spawn slot is basically marked as vacated for a while until it gets a respawn, so it denies you of 1 spot. And that is an Alpha Pig. I need to drop aggro. There we go, aggro dropped. Now I need to eliminate the pig. Oh, hang on, I need to not eliminate the pig just yet. I need to eliminate the lizard. And I need to not let the pig eliminate me. I do believe this is the first Alpha Tepig I've found, too. I like how it gave us the low health warning, but our health was perfect before we managed to actually load in to see anything. I guess because I was low health when I saved. Sorry, anyone who gets triggered by the low health warning sound. But we're going to heal it until this pig stays in a ball. Which is a 20% chance at a minimum. So we're not likely to hear it more than 2 more times after this one. Basically, if we hear it 2 more times, then that means I will have hit odds. And if we hear it 3 more times, I will be over odds for catching this pig. Well, it looks like we're going to hit odds. Or go over them. Over odds. which is to say over the printed odds. Usually when I say over odds, I mean that I've gone over the 50-50 mark, where it's equally likely that I will have caught or not caught a thing. There we go, we're done hearing the low health warning. And now I'll talk to these Team Flare apologists, who really should be run out of the city, but... The only good thing we've got to offer is our location. You here for another nasty drink? Grizel, I do wish you wouldn't be quite so candid in your sales pitch. What? We saved the whole dang city with her. You think we still need to stand on ceremony? I would submit that no, you did not save the whole dang city. You just fought off a few mega Pokemon. So what do you want today? The same old Ember Roast? I want the one that takes. Ah, you speak of the legendary Pokemon, Yveltal and Xerneas. No, I speak specifically of Yveltal. I already have Xerneas. Never thought I'd have to hear those names again. Thanks for yet another reminder of all the ways we messed up back in our Team Flare days. Good, you need the reminders. You can't atone if you let yourselves forget. If you're facing either of those two, we'll help out. I hate the aftertaste of failure. I already have Xerneas. I'm not facing either of them. I'm facing specifically Yveltal. Indeed, but if you aim to take on a legendary Pokemon, I think it would be wise to reach out to the good people of Quasartico first. Meet us at the Quasartico Inc. building. Discussing this further without them won't get us anywhere, believe me. Can I just discuss it with them without you?
Here you are. We'd heard from Grisham that we should be expecting you. And I have an update of my own. Our teams recently detected some sort of flying object approaching Lumiose City. We have since determined that this object is most likely the legendary Pokemon Yveltal.
Yveltal is a real nasty piece of work. It nearly took out a whole Team Flare unit on its own back when we tried to capture it to use for the ultimate weapon. And that was when it was in its dormant state, mind you. We did finally manage to contain it thanks to the efforts of the very best trainers that Team Flare had to offer, including our former admin, Malva. If our forces hadn't been so depleted by that foolish campaign, I doubt those children would have ever reached the ultimate weapon to stop it.
This time, Quasartico Inc. will be stepping in to help so you don't end up similarly overwhelmed.
Also, Graham, if I can call you Graham. Maybe those children wouldn't have had to reach the ultimate weapon to stop it if you hadn't brought the Yveltal there to begin with. You ever think about that? Like, oh, if we hadn't depleted it and bringing it over, those children wouldn't have been able to stop the ultimate weapon. The ultimate weapon wouldn't have had power to be stopped if you hadn't done it. You can't say, oh, it's a good thing we weakened it, when the thing you weakened it to do was to cause the problem that needed stopping. Do you see why I do not like this guy? Yeah, what's Quasartico got to do with it?
You see, Team Flare had a device that they used to train some of their team members. It was a battle simulator that could fully recreate Pokemon using holotech, down to the details of how they moved and the effects of their attacks. Grisham and Grizel here had both experienced it for themselves, so we asked for their input and built ourselves an improved version.
Yes, we'd had to train against such a device back then as Team Flare's future leaders. But the monstrosity Quasartico's made is even worse than what Team Flare had come up with.
Making it the perfect tool with which to train for a great challenge such as this. Garnet, I would like to ask you to battle once more against Victreebel, Hawlucha, and Tyranitar in their Rogue Mega Evolved states. The device is kept in the lower levels. We call it our Rogue Mega Evolution Simulator 3000. If you'll follow me, please.
So it's Victreebel, Hawlucha, and Tyranitar, he said. So, here's the plan. How does this Gallade compare to my Gallade? That is actually slightly important information. It's one level lower, and it doesn't have EVs to it, so it's probably not going to be a favorable comparison. Loses 27 speed and 11 attack, and a bunch of defenses, but gains 2 HP. Yeah, I'll keep my Gallade. So, for Alligator's not going to be of any help against any of the things that we're about to face. This Gallade needs to go in a box with the other members of the Ralts line. And Metagross can handle the Victreebel. We'll need to change its moves to be more on the Psychic side. So let's get Psycho Cut. Let's get Zen Headbutt. And we'll keep Ice Punch. And do we want to throw in anything else? Shame it can't learn Fire Punch. We'll probably be fine with just what we've got here. Okay, so that is the Victreebel covered. For Hawlucha, Gardevoir should do plenty fine. But we want to get her moves changed. Well, I guess Moonblast, Thunderbolt, and Psychic are all super effective. Hypnosis just doesn't do anything, so let's put Training Kiss there. And then for Gallade, against the Tyranitar, we'll let him give it a kiss. And Psycho Cut ain't gonna do much, so let's get close combat there, even though lowering defenses isn't exactly the best plan. Yeah, maybe Swords Dance will be worth putting in the final slot.
We can set you up to battle against the Rogue Mega Evolution Simulator from here. Which Rogue Mega Evolution Simulation would you like to battle? Very good, then I wish you the best of luck in your battle against it.
Oh, and we're alone against it this time. We don't have a partner to distract it. Other than Metagross. It's amazing how Rogue Mega Evolution can take something that has no effect to being not very effective. But Metagross is tanky enough that it didn't really matter.
A resounding victory. I'd expected no less of you, of course. Which Pokemon would you like to take on next? Very good, then I wish you the best of luck in your battle against it.
I really wish that if Gardevoir didn't have to move to use something, she wouldn't. Like, she's making it take longer to use the moves, when she could just use them right where she was and been fine. This is really one-sided.
A resounding victory. I'd expected no less of you, of course. And now there is only one Pokemon remaining.
Yeah, fine, I'll go straight to it.
Very good, then I wish you the best of luck in your battle against it.
It's not that hard to change Pokemon mid-fight. Lasts for a decently long time. tossed up my butt. We also lost our Gallade entirely. You know what? Gardevoir can finish it off. Oh, I see. This thing's got a sandstorm. Just barely got this out in time.
Superbly done, as was to be expected from one of our first ever ZA Royale champions.
What do you mean one of? I was the first ever champion.
You are truly impressive to have so soundly defeated 3 rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon on your own, even if they were simulations.
I guess it was pretty impressive.
Yes, what is it? Understood. So the flying object we believe to be Yveltal has finally reached the borders of Lumiose City. Please notify nearby residents. Civilians should be put on alert. I suppose you overheard all that you needed to. Yveltal has arrived. It appears to be headed for the roof of the Rouge District's Galerie de la Lune.
Yveltal is said to be able to absorb life force. It represents death itself. Meaning that simply defeating it in battle won't be enough. It'll just recover and fly into a rage. You absolutely have to catch it to control it. Okay, so Yveltal. Dark flying. Those don't share a weakness. And unlike with Xerneas, there is no single type that hard counters both. Steel Fairy would do pretty well, but I don't have any Mawiles that are good enough. Psychic Fairy. I mean, it resists nothing. But can at least hit for super effective with the fairy moves. So I think we're just going to go Gardevoir. We can keep Thunderbolt. Get D-Gleam instead of Psychic. And that ought to do decently well. Yep. So on the roof of Galerie de la Lune, which means we got to get to the roof of this building, which means there's got to be a ladder somewhere. Shiny. Where shiny? They're shiny? They're shiny. Bird. Yeah, let's see what this fashion makeover is. Yeah, I'm free to change clothing, but you'll take back the outfit, etc., etc. No problem. Let me see what you give me. I do not like it. Yep, not a fan. Item. Thought it was sneaky hiding behind that gate. And here's our way up, one assumes. So they want me to get literally just right on top of the dome. Might as well look around the dome first. I want to get a shiny Spritzy. They're a really nice shade of purple. The textures here don't quite line up. How did I get over here? I'm sorry, but seeing Yveltal just sitting on the floor is kind of cursed. I don't think I've ever seen this thing not flying before. We've detected Yveltal's life force. I suppose you must have found it. Yveltal is an extremely dangerous Pokemon. I trust you will take care. And you know you've got to catch it, right? It's a big job, but you ought to be up to it. The fact that Yveltal still isn't flying even during battle. Perhaps they have overcorrected a little bit too far from sky battles. Wrong ball. I don't care if this catches. Wrong ball. If I get this thing at anything other than a Pokeball, I'm going to have to play through an entire new run of this game to complete my standard Pokeball decks. Yeah, I think this Yveltal has forgotten that it's actually a flying type. And yet I bet they wouldn't let Earthquake work on it. They say we have to catch it. I wonder what would happen if we fail to catch it. Will it just restart the battle, or will we get berated by an NPC, or what? I'm gonna find out if our ball fails this time. At least this is an even shorter battle than Xerneas was. Be nice if Thunderbolt literally ever got a para. God, it's a low red, throwing balls until it gets mad, then KOing. Or we just get it, and we never get to find out if they berate us for failing to catch it. Get away from me. You never stop surprising me. To think that you would be able to conquer even Yveltal. Perhaps it's true that wanting something too much clouds the vision, sending one down paths that lead only to defeat. What are you going on about now, Grace? Ah, nothing. Nothing at all. I was just thinking how wonderful it would be to have a serious battle against our friend here, who has subdued Lumios's mightiest Pokémon. Seriously, if there's a point here, would you mind getting to it? My point is only that my old fixation upon restoring our honor held me captive to the past. And now I am focused wholly on becoming the greatest I can be. A better goal, I rather think. The greatest at what? Because unless you denounce your past, I don't trust you trying to become great. Yeah, I guess. Nothing wrong with that, huh? There is if he doesn't denounce his past first. I prefer the look you get on your face when you're focused in battle. You almost look good. I think I also maintain a nice expression when I am dealing with our customers. Speaking of which, are we all ready for a nice coffee break? I don't want anything from you. I want you to leave. All right, one piping hot cup full of props to you. I swear, it's not just dregs we couldn't sell today. Hi, Ralts. I'm not above throwing the ball at an unattended child that shows up next to me. I mean, in real life I might not, but in a video game. If the child is a Pokemon... Okay, so now we've got Xerneas and Yveltal. So I guess all we have left is Infinite Z-A Royale and the quest to prove a girl right even though she's wrong. And I don't have money to get the Amora that I need, so I'm gonna get money. And once I have done my next mission is when we shall consider this a done stream. Mission. I said mission. Once I do my next prize battle. Right? She doesn't have psychic moves right now. We are going to get Ironhead back. And we're going to get Earthquake back, because Earthquake has been good for us. I believe I had them in these positions. Get a little more coverage back in here. There we go. I don't want to give me the opportunity to use super effective ghost moves. They're telling me to land super effective ghost moves, but nothing... Oh, there's something. And land hits with Mega Evolved Pokemon. So, Mega Evolved super effective ghost moves, you say? Target it. There we go. Here, I thought both of her things would be weak to Ghost, but no. Not weak to Ghost. That's immune to Ghost. That resists Ghost. Game, it's hard to do super effective ghost moves if you don't give me things that are weak to Ghost. I have seen more things immune to Ghost than weak to it here. That's a problem. There's something weak to Ghost. Another thing immune to Ghost. Too much Ghost resistance and immunity going on tonight. Seriously, game, it's up to you whether or not I can even attempt to do this mission. I like how it fainted while in the middle of charging at the camera. Paralyzing opposing Pokemon won't be easy, but it also won't be impossible. Actually, it will be. I've got Thunder Wave. Go ahead and use that before we KO this thing. I would care for a cup of coffee. That there is not weak to Ghost, but it is weak to my Ghost. Grab that card. And hits with fighting moves. Kind of annoying when they're asking me to use two different types. A hit with a fighting move would be super effective against this thing, though. Sir, I need you to turn back around. Moonblast is probably our best bet to KO this thing. Provided we can even target it. Did we just lose out on all the Mega Shards that we would have gotten there? Lame. She's turned. Barely got that in time. Yeah, this appears to have been the worst possible night to get the use super effective ghost moves thing. Thankfully, we didn't need it to get our points. It's just there to get us money. Is it entirely wise to use for Alligator for this? No, but we need to land fighting moves. Also, hey, this is weak to Ghost. Show me your bonus card. Knock out one unaware opponent. You got it. Honestly, this is probably all we're getting today. I'm not going to bother with more. I should go to a Pokemon Center first. Sit until day. so that I can have my money. And now for a reward match. Oh, so we're not going in order. Not a fan of battling another of these Team Flare apologists, but whatever. If I win this time, you have to come work at Nouveau Cafe as my lackey. Don't worry, you won't win. I do like that you have a Metagross, but I'm afraid I still can't allow you to win. Seriously? Got to win this, then we can get back to serving coffee to the unfortunate. Seriously, these Team Flare apologists. They leave Team Flare, and what do? Sell an addictive substance. This is ridiculous. Me losing repeatedly? This just doesn't happen. It does, though. And you deserve it. All right, and that is going to be it for this stream. Thanks, folks, for dropping by to watch and chat and all that. And I will be back on Saturday with another reward match queued up, and with an Alpha Aurorus, rather, ready to go for that one other mission we've got. So yeah, see you then, friends.